Key points from Genesis chapter 39 of last week is Joseph was a prosperous man while in slavery. That's hard for people to even think about. And we know the Bible says that, but no one think about how he was prosperous in slavery. And his favor from Jehovah spilled over to other people because even the Egyptian, his house was most definitely blessed because of Joseph. Now, Joseph was pursued by Potiphar's wife, but he avoided that great wickedness, that sin against Elohim by not lying with Potiphar's wife, no matter how she came after him. Joseph's favor followed him right into prison because he was prosperous with the favor of Jehovah, which goes into my insight. We can have a comfortable, prosperous life in the midst of the changes as we grow in Jehovah. It might not look like the way you want to look. It might not be happening the way you want it to happen or as fast as you want it to happen. But paying attention to and being mindful of how you've been blessed and how his favor is still walking with you. However, Joseph was prosperous as a slave. Everything that Joseph put his hands to prosper because he had the favor of Jehovah, which is what we talked about in the introduction. The only question I had through this chapter, which we discussed, is how did Joseph know about sin? Now we know that Joseph knew about sin, and some people say, well, sin wasn't there prior to the Torah. And no, sin was there prior to the Torah before the instructions were given to Moses for the nation. There was individual sin, but not all collected until then. And so this is what we see throughout the Bible, starting from the garden. There is a standard. Now we do know that Abraham was called, he was chosen because he will teach his children the commandments in the ways of Jehovah. Read that in Genesis chapter 18, verse 19. This is why Abraham was chosen. So I just want to keep that in mind, that those commandments, many of them were already in play before Jehovah gave them to Moses.